So in this video, I'm going to show you how I run a $515 a day AI agency at just 19 years old. And just for proof before we hop in the video, in the last 365 days, I've made $188,000 in the last 365 days. So if you divide that, it runs to about $515 a day. So this video is going to be a no bullshit guide on how to sell AI automations, what niches to sell to, what industries are good when it comes to selling high ticket offers, meaning selling AI automations that are worth between $3,000 and $5,000 for, and automations that business owners are willing to spend monthly subscriptions on. On top of that, I'm going to show you our closing process inside of our agency scale agents and how we average anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 per month, including our outreach strategies and our closing strategies when it comes to getting business owners on calls and having them sign service agreements and closing deals. So without further ado, let's hop into it. The most important thing that you need to be dumping your time into if you are running an AI agency right now or are already running one right now is going to be niche selection. Your niche and industry is going to be one of the best indicators to how much money you're going to make. And it's important that you pick a correct niche, and on top of that, pick a specific AI automation that's going to sell really well in a niche. So here I mapped out a few niches that I have sold to, or some of my students or partners have as well. And that's going to be home service, med spas, so that's cosmetic, and then dental, and then real estate, mortgage, insurance. I will say with insurance, it can be a slippery slope because a lot of the insurance people like to build, I guess you could say, white label products. And law firms and legal can be incredible when it comes to the high ticket because each case value can be upwards of $15,000 for them. Gyms, coaches, and consultants, in my opinion, put more focus on coaching and consulting just because with a lot of coaching, especially B2B coaching offers, they can charge crazy high ticket offers. The reason I'm bringing up high ticket as well is because if you can help facilitate a deal using your AI solutions for the business owners you work with, they're going to see immediate ROI and why they would spend thousands of dollars on your services. Additionally, we have B2B SaaS and dealerships, but I kind of put these in the range of sales. So a lot of these companies have essentially foot soldiers when it comes to selling their services. Like you think of a car dealership, tons of people walking across the business just trying to sell customers that are walking in. The same thing is for B2B SaaS. And what happens is because they have such a high volume of lead flow, they need some type of AI system to handle that. So if you can handle lead flow with AI, it's instantly an ROI. And again, this is going to be a big theme in this video is build automations that business owners have an ROI with. Otherwise, why would they spend money on it? Additionally, if business owners can save money, that's why they would spend money on it. So especially when you're doing your sales pitches, whether it's in the DMs or on call directly with the business owner, and you're able to outline the numbers to them to make it make more sense when it comes to closing a deal with them and say, hey, I'm going to save you $5,000. And so that's why we charge a ticket price of either $3,000 to $5,000, or I'm going to make you $5,000 to $10,000 extra per month using our AI lead system. Additionally, we have marketing agencies or kind of those online digital service industries I personally love, and those are the type of automation clients that I personally work with in my agency scale agents. So in this flow chart that I built is essentially going from niche all the way to closing calls. So when it comes to ticket price, especially if you're going to run ads or you're going to spend tons of time doing outreach, you need to be charging thousands of dollars to essentially make your money back, but also buy your time back. So setup fees need to be a minimum $1,500 to $5,000. I think it's so funny because a lot of the business owners that come through our paid ad systems that get on our sales calls with our closers will say, oh, this competitor is charging $500 or $1,000 setup fee. And I laugh because I know in the back end that they're just scraping by just to run their agency when you need to be charging premium prices. The truth is with charging premium prices is that you can give premium service. The more money that you can take up front is more money you can put back into your development team. That means you can actually build a team that's systematic, right? Efficient, where you have multiple developers in your team, maybe multiple different client success managers as well. Another thing is charging monthly retainers. This is so important. In the past, I've done build and release where I've charged upwards of $12,000 for an AI automation deal. But the issue is that in a few months, let's say 2 to 3 months after closing that deal, that client eventually disappears and there's no lifetime value being added on the client year over year. And that's why charging a monthly retainer model is so much better. So we charge less on the setup fee and more on the monthly recurring model. That way you can have clients upwards of 3 years, depending on how good your churn is, and it will pay you thousands and thousands of dollars across those 3 years. Additionally, I've seen some of my partners do per appointment and performance add-ons, meaning that they charge per appointment. So for instance, we had a roofing company partner where he was charging $10 per appointment plus $250 a month base. And on average, he was billing the client about $600 to $900 per month in not only AI usage, so the per appointment model, but also just the base $250 a month. So when it comes to my agency and the ads that I'm actively spending thousands of dollars a month on, I run to B2B marketing companies and agency founders. That means they're type of consulting companies, whether they're running paid ads. The reason we do paid ad companies is because our AIs work so closely with them. So with lead gen, if you have leads, we connect our AI to the leads and then turns it into money. So it's a very good, essentially, partner. And a lot of my videos, I say my partners because it truly is a partner. It's not a client. Where we go into business, we put our two services together, media buying and AI consulting, and put it together and build some really great systems. The next thing that we need to talk on, sure, you've picked your niche, but what exact automations are you going to be selling? AI appointment setters, receptionists, database reactivation, all this stuff. Or let's say, you create an AI CRM that automatically organizes a company's leads. These types of softwares are going to be sales oriented. If there's one thing I can tell you, I had a comment a few days ago saying, what type of automations should I sell? It's going to be sales automations. Like I said, the theme of this video, to build automations that business owners have a perceived ROI in. So with sales automations, you're working directly with their lead pipeline and closing sales cycle. That way that you can give your business owners either more revenue or save them time or save them money, okay? So with all of these right here, the AI appointment setters, receptionists, database reactivation, speed to lead when it comes to, let's say someone opts in on an ad or comes from their Google website, we're having AI automatically reach out to them, whether that's on voice call or on text. And then no-show recovery sequences. So if people no-show on sales calls, we have an AI automatically reach out and rebook them onto the sales calendar. Or having AI support / FAQ. So let's say we have an appointment booked out 3 days in advance and you text one of our support agents, our AI will automatically warm nurture you and get you ready to be closed on the sales call. So the point is that on our agency, Scale Agents, when we've been building it for the last 2 years, we chose AI appointment setting because it works so heavily with business owner sales processes. And because of that, if we can book more appointments for the company, we will make them more money. And that's why they consistently pay us our monthly retainers. Now, the next thing is going to be, okay, yeah, you've got your niche, right? You've got the type of automation that you want to sell, but where do I go and how do I get these clients? So there's tons of jargon on the internet and they're going to tell you to either do cold DMs, cold email, cold calls, but there is one thing that I will continually say on every single video that I post: never trade your time for money. Otherwise, you're just running a glorified self-employment type of business where the business only runs if you do. Instead, you should be running paid ads. Paid ads is easily the most efficient way when it comes to scaling a company. You put money into an ad that you made a few weeks ago or a few days ago, and if that ad can consistently put you qualified appointments on your calendar, then you just wake up and see the new text. Like for instance, I have an AI that'll automatically text me when a new appointment adds on our calendar. And every single time I think, yeah, fuck yeah, I literally did nothing. I just paid Meta to go find my ideal client profile from our ads and bring them to me. And if you think from an authority perspective, let's say you're going around on Instagram or you're door knocking people to sell your services, you're going to them and you almost seem like a beggar. Instead, if you can have your ideal client profile coming to you in the sales process, you hold the authority, which in summary is going to help you close more deals, because if you're the authority, you control the sale and you control the sales psychology when it comes to getting business owners on call. So please run ads. I post tons of videos when it comes to paid ad strategies because I know how important it is for scaling a company. Half the time I spend during a day is working on my co-founders' content, my content, and our paid ads to scale our company. And the other half of the day is actually doing service delivery and building AI automations. Instead, if you're doing cold DMs, cold emails, and cold calls, I would argue that 70 to 80% of your day would just be you on your phone dialing leads and hoping they pick up and trying to book them on a call. And like I said, you should never be trading your time for money. So now that I've told you the strategy and how you should be scaling an agency effectively, especially with if you're gonna run an AI agency and be in the whole digital marketing space, you should be practicing what you preach, which means you should be great at paid advertising on the internet, right? So now that we've discussed that in full, the next thing is going to be what you actually say on call with these business owners. Something I mentioned previously is that you should always be letting the prospect talk more than you. The more you can have your prospect talk about pain points in their business, let's say repetitive task or lead flow issues that they want to be fixed, those are exact AI automations that you can build and either make them money or save them money. So let them talk about their problems and then use your AI solution as the selling point. Don't just start the call and be like, hey, this is what our AI product does. And then you hear their life story and all of a sudden you realize that your AI product isn't exactly tailored to what they need. So save time by hearing exactly where they are in their current business processes, and then build AI solutions to exactly what they need. And like I said, you should always be laying out the ROI. How can you save them more money? How can you make them more money? If I had a business owner come on a sales call with me right now and they said that, Reed, I have 400, 500 leads a day and I can't handle all of them, and I would straight up look at them and say, you're losing money. We need to put an AI appointment setter in place today and build an AI CRM to organize all the leads so that we can talk to as many prospects as possible and book you more calls. And let's say the prospect is John, okay? Hey, John, if we could book you more appointments, let's say we book you 3 to 5 more appointments per day, how much more revenue baseline do you think that would do for you per month? And so in that framing, you're able to essentially have the business owner understand, hey, if I pay this guy, I'm going to either make more money, save more time, or save more money. So that's what I'm talking about, the ROI math when it comes to these types of business owners. Another thing is you can also ask the business owners what's their average ticket price. So like I said, our agency is normally in B2B agency software and marketing companies. And on average, they charge anywhere from $7,000 to $15,000 per client. And so what I'd say all the time is, look, if our AI just closed 1 to 2 more clients per month, how much would that do for your agency when it comes to revenue? And so if they have an average ticket price of, let's say, $7,000, we'd be able to revive at least $14,000 per month with our AI software. The next thing is going to be what we call the 2-call close. So we have tons of appointments coming from paid ads, but the truth is that everyone's going to tell you, oh, you should be closing the prospect and taking cash collection on call 1. But in the AI automation space, it's way different because you need to sink your teeth into your clients and really understand what exact systems they're currently already using, and then also build a roadmap to show them exactly what your AI software is going to do. That is what a second call close is going to be so important for. So think of the first call as almost a discovery, kind of data collection, learning more about their company. And then the second call is coming prepared with an exact roadmap of how you're going to either save them money, make them more money, or save them time, right? And another thing is going to be demoing your product. This is something, honestly, I didn't have in the early stages of running scale agents. We didn't have a demo page where someone could just search up a URL and demo our AI, but now we do. And that's a very obvious thing that you need to have in place. And trust me, it increases close rate and also increases trust. So on these discovery calls, the people that are either skeptical or just want to simply learn more about how our AI appointment setters actually operate, we just have them say, hey, search up this URL and put your phone number. It'll call you right now. So having your prospects demo your product is going to be so important when it comes to actually them purchasing from you. Like I said, if you're going to sell AI automations and you're going to promise them how exactly it's going to work, but they never get a lick of how it actually operates before they purchase, they're just essentially buying blind, which if you can think from a high volume perspective, let's say you're taking 30 to 50 calls per month on your sales calendar, you need to be able to give a demo product that instantaneously lets the business owners understand exactly how your AI automation processes. And then when it comes to service agreement, I spoke about this on a previous video. You need to be so meticulous with your service agreements. So that comes with scope of work, deliverables, and the project timeline. That way you're not getting taken advantage of when it comes to working with business owners. I'm saying that because we've had clients where we charge them $5,000, we build them out an AI, we charge them monthly, and then a few months down the line, they're saying, hey, I need this built with the AI, can you do that real quick? And essentially what they explained was just a whole new AI build, which that's what we charge the $5,000 upfront fee for. So in scope of work and deliverables that you're writing in the service agreements, you need to be very meticulous on what you're saying and what you're agreeing to. That way you don't get taken advantage of when it comes to the workload of your agency service. Additionally, payment terms and stuff like that when it comes to monthly retainers is so important. That way when you charge monthly retainers and you include support and maintenance, you also say what they get in support and maintenance. That way they're not just like, hey, can you build me a website? And you're like, what? That's not a part of the service agreement. We don't build websites here. So you get what I mean? You need to be bulletproof in your service agreements. If you want to use some type of software, you can either use the Go High Level DocuSign feature, or you can just use DocuSign itself. The issue with DocuSign is start doing, I want to say it's over 10 agreements a month. It's like $50 a month. So that's why I think the Go High Level version is so much better. But the next thing is just going to be onboarding and taking payment. The one thing I can tell you right now, don't ever consider a client closed until you've taken payment. The amount of times we've had prospects say, oh yeah, I'm fully in, and then they just never send payment and they just ghost. You should consider a potential lead one once you've taken payment. And so you can take payment through Stripe. I have here, we use Stripe in our agency. Like I showed you earlier in the previous video, how we did $188,000 last year. It strictly was through Stripe payment processing. I know there's tons of other payment processors out there, but the good thing with Stripe is as you build rapport with the platform, a lot of your payments start to become really successful almost every single time. They don't bounce or fail. So when it comes to the delivery timeline, once you've taken payment, you should be building your automations anywhere from 1 to 7 days. That's a good timeline where it's long enough for you to actually take time and build the automations correctly, but it's not short enough to where, let's say, oh, in the back end, you can build it in a day. The business owner may think that it's a low value service. So you want to take at least 1 to 7 days to build. So like in our agency, we do a 7-day guarantee to building it. And then 7 to 14 days is go live and testing, making sure the AI is operating well. By day 14, it's just about maintaining the AI, making sure that it's running appropriately for the next few months and going on. So to recap this video, you need to pick your niche very smart. Okay, the niche that you go into is honestly, in my opinion, one of the best indicators to whether you're gonna make a shit ton of money in this industry or none. And additionally, what type of services you're selling to that niche. Some niches are gonna see certain AI automations useless, and others are gonna see it incredibly value and are ready to piff you $5,000 on the spot. Additionally, you need to be using paid ads as a way to get potential prospects on your calendar. I don't want you going out there and spending tons of your valuable time talking to business owners through the DMs, emails, or cold calling them to get appointments on your calendar when you rather can just build viral ad creatives in about a day or two and then just launch them and spend about $50 to $100 a day on Meta. And the next thing is building bulletproof service agreements. You want to make sure that as an agency you're protected, but also as a client they're protected, because the business owner wants us to sign an NDA just for data reasons and password reasons so that we don't leak anything. And from a client perspective, that's completely understandable. The last thing, take payment from either Stripe, Fanbasis, or other platforms like Square. And then when you're doing your build process, you should be able to get your AI automations live in under 14 days. If any longer, business owners normally get very irritated and they wonder, they just sent you thousands of dollars for it, and where is their product? They want to get it in their hands and test it out and feel it and get it live with their company immediately. So be swift, be smart. And if there's anything I want you to learn from this video is to pick your niche well, run paid ads, make your service agreements great, charge high ticket prices. I don't want to see you out there selling $500 AI automations. That's not worth your time. You should be charging thousands of dollars for what you do. That's why we got into online business in the first place. And yeah, if you're interested in learning a little bit more about what I do, you can join Scale Agents Partners down below. We go into business together. Essentially, you can learn a little bit more about that when you click the link down below. Essentially, we go into business together. I help you deliver AI automations and launch your AI offer, but then also help you close clients as well. So this isn't like a course, mentorship, or paid community. This is a true business partnership where we go into business and both make money. But yeah, thanks guys. I hope you learned a thing or two from this video. If you have any questions about the scaling process of how I run my agency, maybe there were a few questions you had when I ran through this board, or maybe just a miscellaneous question when it comes to the lifestyle of running an AI agency or anything like that, please comment below and I'll respond to you as fast as I can. Yeah, but without further ado, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.